guys, and welcome to Watch in Time. Today I want to discuss about microbrands. This is probably one of my favorite topics because for the last few years I have been one of the most enthusiasts around microbrands and what they are doing to the watch world. So first of all, what is a microbrand? If we want to do like and use a strict definition of a microbrand, it's actually a brand that has been born very recently in most cases that is going to be producing around 200 to 3,000 watches in a year. So we're talking about very limited production respect to bigger brands. We're talking most of the time of startups. In some cases, we are talking about enthusiasts from the watch community developing a small brand, and I mean small because most of the time they don't even have a production capacity. They are going to be selling the watch, producing the watches, sometimes not even with funds that they have, so through crowdfunding. And they are going to be producing the watches through third companies. So they are going to be using companies in China, in Asia most of the time, sometimes also in Swiss production area. There are a lot of companies in Switzerland that can actually produce you a watch if you give them a project and you pay them for the service. So this is usually a micro brand. They are being created from the love of enthusiasts sometimes, on the other for entrepreneurs that they want to start a new business. So through the last few years we have been seeing really an explosion of microbrands coming everywhere, and internet has facilitated that. The first microbrands, we see them around 2000s with internet obviously, and websites like Kickstarter or other crowdfunding sites have really helped develop the microbrand world because it was easier to reach and fund the projects that they have. So said that, microbrands is a fascinating topic that we can discuss for hours, and the world around the selling and buying of this type of watches, mostly through crowdfunding sites, is also a topic that I would like to touch one day with you guys, because I have a lot of experience myself with Kickstarter, for example, good and bad. I even supported a project that never was born and I lost my money, and today we are doing a class action against this person that actually behaved wrong also towards the clients, scamming us. And this was a brand, a UK brand, so it was even in Europe. Nardi, it was called Nardi, so I told you exactly the name, guys. I was one of the supporters. I am trying to get my money back. This person has disappeared from the globe. He will receive what he needs because we are going to do a legal action there. And you can do that in Europe. You're totally entitled to that, even if Kickstarter said that you supported a project that you were not going to necessarily receive something. But there's a scam mechanism behind. You are actually selling an object. So there is a product behind. It's not just not giving money for nothing. So that's another thing that works around Kickstarter. Kickstarter is not taking responsibility of that, but that's something that should be touched very seriously. Apart from that, 99% of my situation and have been great, except for Tool Watch and Company, a brand that you know, and it's also presented in this book because I wanted to talk about this book actually, from Mr. Watch 93. And Tool Watch and Company, it's among the watches that they actually review here. So actually this book, and this is one of the topics that I wanted to touch, it's very, very nicely developed, and it has a lot of watches classified here for you entertain yourself and understand better of this type of watches that are coming out, all these micro brands that are being born. So Studio Underdog, wow, this is one of my favorites, guys, and I'm showing you some of the pictures already. That's totally fine. I think that's nice. You're going to be we're going to be talking about this in the next few minutes. So Tool Watch and Company, here we have, sorry guys, the camera sometimes just fails. This is the company I'm talking about. This is the guy. You have a little bit bio on who has produced this. I actually bought this on Kickstarter. So we have here Brett Williams, Brett Williams, obviously, it's from the USA, and right now I am having a terrible experience with his customer service. They sent the watch that I got through Kickstarter. It got, seems not really lost. They actually mistaken how to put my address, but they pay for a low service, so there's no tracking. It just stopped. I have contacted several times the post office. They told me it was sent back. Short story short, there is a video on that for you to hear about the customer service. But they are not solving my problem, and I have paid a lot of money for that watch. So sometimes that things happen, but most of the time you're going to have an excellent experience. So let's talk about microbrands. Here I just have a couple of examples of different levels of microbrands. I like to put them in classifications that are different. So here you have Helm, one of the most favorite American microbrands born in the past few years. Full titanium. It's a tool watch, it's a diver. You have a lot of specs. It reminds me a lot of the Pelagos from Tudor. They are very, very strongly sought after. Once they put one of their 200 watches that they produce every batch, more or less online, they end up being touched in minutes and totally sold out. So this is Helm, for example. This is a nice example. We have here Unimatic. This is an Italian brand that, even if they don't declare it, they are a microbrand. They started as a microbrand. Slowly they are becoming something else, but their production of each watches is limited. They have around 100, 200 batches every time of that single model, and then that's stop. On my documents and my papers, that's a microbrand. So it is a very nice Italian microbrand. They are now upgrading their movements with Celita. They started with NH35 sheet of movements, but now they're being recognized. They have nice designs, nice colors, 4 models they are using that work very, very well. So Unimatic, there you have it. You have RC, my discover of the last 3 months. I am enjoying this titanium hex, totally treated anti-scratch titanium watches. This is very nice. They have nice colors, very, very nice value for your money, and they cost little compared to other titanium watches, and they are constructed of very high quality, screw down on the links, nice solid clasp, very consistent. Movements are usually NH or Miyota depending on the model. They work just fine. Working horses, nice dial, but the price is excellent for what you're getting. So another nice microbrand that is working very, very well. One of my latest favorites, an Italian Gravifin, because among microbrands, you can express yourself. You can have fun watches being produced and unique. You can go and you can really opt to do something like, don't kill me guys here, this is not a microbrand, this is a Squale. They were reborn after short absence, etc, etc, etc. But when I see a brand like Squale, and I have fun with this GMT, but it's an homage, it's an homage. So if you are going to be doing microbrands just to homage other models and earn your living with that, that is not what I'm looking for. Microbrands is an excellent platform to actually develop something new that is going to be interesting, a new model, a new design, new materials. Come on guys, here you have titanium, it's anti-scratch, it's cheap, it's good value, it's really nice on your wrist, it has nice colors, it looks like an Explorer, but it's not an Explorer. So you have entrepreneurs being born, developing something new for the watch industry. You have Gravifin. This is an Italian brand, very nice design, unique. Is it for everyone? Not really, it is not. But for the ones that are looking something that is particularly, that is going to be sitting well in your wrist, that has a very nice stainless steel bracelet with a butterfly clasp, that has a unique design, that is actually readable and reminds you of something different, well, there you have it. You have Gravifin. And this is only possible through crowdfunding, because these persons don't have an industry behind. They need to get to a Chinese or Asian industry that is going to build the design that they want to do. They want to have high standards of quality. They need to invest that money and to have a return. So crowdfunding help these microbrands being born, and some cases they even help old brands come alive again. I'm talking here about a lot of brands that have been reborn through microbrand situation. So microbrands are an excellent topic for watch enthusiasts, but I wanted to show you this book. So it came under my radar. I have known the person behind for a while because he's one of my Instagram friends that I follow. That he follows me is Mr. Watch 93. You can find him on Instagram. So obviously he is Italian and he has developed this watch, and you have here all the information in English, so you can actually read it from wherever in the world you are. And he has actually done a very good job. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. I bought the book, sorry, in Amazon. So I told him, I'm going to be buying your watch because as a watch enthusiast that I am, this is exactly what I was looking for. A book that actually has nice pictures, nice images, nice information on microbrands. And he has done a catalog. This is really kind of a catalog of some brands, not every brand. It's very difficult to keep track of the microbrands that come out. But he has done a really excellent job putting together, and he told me he has been working for the last few years with his wife's support, putting all this information together to make this book happen. So I'm really happy to support him showing you guys this book, because it actually shows how the effort of a dream or something that you want can be at the end materialized. There are things to improve. Yes, absolutely. I have one recommendation. I would like to see a better sleeve cover of the book. I know that this is connected really so to the printing process that Amazon does, because this was actually supported by Amazon. The printing, I understand now a little bit better how that printing service, when you are going to be doing your own editorial on some things, works. He told me that he's also being supported by other printing industries, so the book is coming out with better sleeve covers. But Amazon does this, and the sleeve cover is not the best quality that I would like for a book that I want to be there on my bookshelf and to be seen by people and to see it every time and to use it every time. The problem mainly here is that it bends upward. He also told me that he wanted it to remain kind of a magazine. That's fine. If you do a double sleeve, it has a better stiffness, at least for the cover. So back to the book. The book is excellent. The information that you will find inside, it's really enjoyable. And some of the brands that I have shown you, probably not Unimatic, but some of the brands that I have shown you, they are here. And you will find lots of pictures and information on the main models of each of these microbrands that have been born. So whatever page you go, you will find out. You have here Arcanaut, for example. These are Italian, Denmark, sorry, watches. You have Aretusa, and it's alphabetically classified. You have Econeutra. These are Italians. These are two young guys. You can see the persons behind the birth of these microbrands. You can see a little bit of their story. You can see their price range, some of their main information, the website, the founding year, the persons behind, a little bit of the history. I know he has worked with all these microbrands to have the most accurate information. And then you have the classification of the watches with very nice small tabs that show you the main characteristics of the movements, the diameter, the materials being used, the water resistance, the type of crystal, all those nitty, really likable information pieces that we watch enthusiasts like to see. So this is why I will really recommend the book, guys. And I wanted to do this video to share to you a little bit on the topic Formex. For example, Formex is not even anymore in the leagues of microbrands. Rafael Granito has done an excellent job developing a brand that, yes, has a diverse inspiration that seems classical, but at the same time they have developed technology that is being used in these watches that you will not see in other brands. Use of materials, design that you are not going to be seeing. You have cushion cases like this one with small cushions that actually move the case inside of the bigger case. You have the Formex Field military inspiration watch. It's an excellent piece of watch. I have one of these in my collection. The clasp is excellent, and it's made of a carbonate material that it's really fabulous. So you know, this seeing that some of these microbrands were born with an intention to develop a brand that later on is having and finding the grounds. I think this is what we actually need in horology, and having these people actually make their ideas a reality. It's something that is really interesting, and I'm happy to be part of most of these things. Not so happy with the Nardi situation. I will probably talk about that in another video. I'm not so happy when you have bad customer experiences like the Tool Watch and Company, but with the Arctic. But that's part of the game. And companies like Tool Watch and Company, they need to learn how to become a proper brand that is going to be treating well their customers and finding solutions and services for them, because it's not just the creation and the marketing around a single piece that you're going to be working on, but also what you're going to be giving, especially for those 300, 400 pieces that you're going to be producing. Isotope, Jose Miranda, my friend, I have been talking with him for a while. I have just bought one of his latest models. I will review that in the channel. He has done an excellent job. Isotope has been there in the past before. It's being reborn by him. You have very interesting and nice designs. They are unique. So this is something that it's really, really something to actually support and be there and be glad that these brands are being born with ideas that are unique. The book, as you are seeing in, and obviously with all the copyright of my friend at Mr. Watch 93, I don't want to show you everything, but at the same time, I want you to have the feeling of what you will be receiving if you actually buy and support this watch, this type of books. And the good thing, and for us collectors, Underdog, I love Underdog. They have actually done a pretty nice job there. The good thing about supporting this type of initiatives, as when you support a microbrand, here you are supporting the passion of a guy that is going to be delivering a piece of information, nice photographs to your bookshelf, but also will support the work that is going to be coming on the years to come. He is going to be developing new editions. He's going to be improving. This is the first Microbrands book, and he's the first guy doing this around. So a big applause for the work that's behind. Anyway, guys, I see you on my next video, and I really hope that you have enjoyed a little bit of information on Microbrands on watches. Until then, please take care. Bye bye.